Bulls Nation, as we edge closer to our second preseason game against the New Orleans Pelicans, there are a few updates that the Chicago Bulls have decided to announce in relation to the preseason and the future of the Chicago Bulls. And again, these are positive things in my opinion, steps in the right direction for the Chicago Bulls, as well as something that has been brought back and historically is something we've had for a long time, but they did take away for a little bit of time. So without further ado, let's talk about these two things in this video. Let's do it. What's going on, everybody? It's the Bulls Show, aka Aidan, and welcome back to another video. Today we've got a Chicago Bulls related video referring to some of the rules, or I guess some of the things the Chicago Bulls have announced that they brought back in this upcoming season, as well as some injury updates for the Chicago Bulls, and more specifically, of course, two potential players participating in training and what that could mean for the preseason ahead. But before we get started, please like and subscribe to the Bulls Show. Turn notifications on and let me know in the comments below your thoughts about the Chicago Bulls and the potential of the returning players, as well as what you expect from the Chicago Bulls this upcoming season. Now, the first thing I have to say is a very small update in relation to the Chicago Bulls, but for many people, it is definitely one to be excited about. The Chicago Bulls have decided this season all home games will be wearing the white uniform. Now, of course, we wore the white uniform in the first game against the Cleveland Cavaliers, and it looks like every home game from now on looks like we'll be wearing that white uniform. And this is a tradition for the Chicago Bulls. It's a tradition throughout the entire NBA that you'd wear the white kit at home, and it looks like the Chicago Bulls are going back to that. And again, this is something I'm extremely happy about. Obviously, you like to try new things, you like to try, I guess, and go and become a little bit more creative, pick and choose the jerseys that you want to wear on certain nights, and I understand that. But the element of being at home, you need to represent home court. And throughout the course of the entire NBA, more often than not, the home court was the white kit. You wear the white kit when you played at home. It was a symbol of home territory for many people and for the teams and for the players. So as good as it was to go against that in many ways and kind of just be yourselves, express the team express themselves in the ways that they want, pick the jerseys that they want, and all of these things, I think there's a natural element of home court advantage in many ways when you wear that white kit. Again, it's just a mental side of the thing. There's no physical advantage to that. But for the Chicago Bulls, the white kit should be worn at home. It's always been like that. It's been like that for the 6 championships that we've won. I don't see the reason to go behind that in terms of the Chicago Bulls in this upcoming season. And it looks like that's the direction we're going in. And I'm very happy to see that return for the Chicago Bulls. That's just a small, a small news day for the Chicago Bulls, a small announcement that they decided to do, but it's one that I think could be appreciated around the NBA and appreciated around the Bulls fans. And I felt like it was important to bring this up to let me know what you guys think about this piece of news. Of course, if you like the red kit so much, maybe you might not like the idea of wearing the white kit at home for half of the season pretty much. But however, of course, I think many people are traditional, and I think traditional is the way to go in this sense. I didn't see the point in changing it. It was good to change. Change is good, but sometimes changes don't always need to happen throughout every single instance in the NBA. So two different scenarios there, two different opinions, and I'm more on the traditional side when it comes to jerseys. I feel like home court should be the home jerseys, and the home jerseys are usually the white kits. That's just how I feel. Now, let's talk about the injury updates, ladies and gentlemen. 2 players have returned to training and practice for the Chicago Bulls that did suffer injuries. Now, one of them I didn't even mention on this channel. It's because it happened on the day, I believe. Marko Simonovic ended up, I think, hurting his hand and missed the last game against the Cleveland Cavaliers. He participated in training today, and so did Derrick Jones Jr., who had an ankle sprain for the Chicago Bulls. Both players have participated in training, and maybe, I'm not sure yet, but maybe could potentially be playing for the Chicago Bulls in the upcoming preseason games. Now, 2 players coming back for the Chicago Bulls. Big positive signs. Obviously, you want players to return, and you want them to be healthy and ready for the start of the season. Depth-wise, as well as just quality-wise in general, you want players to be healthy. You want as much options as you can to play games. You don't want to have a shortage of players. So having Marko and Derrick Jones Jr. participate in training is a positive is a positive sign, and hopefully Tony Bradley won't be far off, and hopefully Patrick Williams and Kobe White won't be far off from him. The reality is, obviously Tony Bradley, I don't believe, has participated in training, so it looks like he won't play against the Pelicans. Potentially Derrick Jones Jr. or Marco could potentially play, but if I was the Chicago Bulls, if there is any risk of potential re-injury, especially when it comes to ankle sprains and Marco's hand, I would choose to be cautious over putting him in there just for the sake of it. If they are 100% ready to go, then 100% they should play. But if there's even a slightest chance, I think they could potentially miss this game and focus again on the Cleveland Cavaliers or maybe even the Memphis Grizzlies. We don't need to rush. That's the benefit of having a preseason. We don't need to rush these players back, especially if there are certain things that could potentially reoccur their injuries. I don't want that to be the case either. So there are two dilemmas here as well. But I would choose caution over, I guess, forcing a player to play, even though preseason is very important and training camp is very important. Participate in training, see what the doctors have to say, and obviously it's a coach's decision and the player's decision, so they'll have the final say. But if I was the Chicago Bulls, I would lean towards potentially missing the next game against the Pelicans just to be safe and maybe not cause more injuries to those players. That's my personal opinion on the situation. I know many people want to see these guys play. It's preseason. We need chemistry. We need gelling together. And Derrick Jones Jr. specifically is probably going to be a big part of this bench. So realistically, we want him to play in this preseason and we want him to participate with this team so he could get that chemistry going. And the reality is maybe that is something that we need to look forward to as well. But ideally, I don't want another injury happening. Hopefully his ankle sprain is completely healed up, so we don't need to worry about this situation. But I'm not even sure, even if they are participating in training, if they can even play tomorrow. So I guess we're going to have to wait and see. Obviously, the coach's decision. We'll know a little bit earlier on towards the day, and we'll wait and see how that goes. But these are the things, these are the updates for the Chicago Bulls, and this is the updates that I'm providing for you today. To sum it all up, pretty much preseason-wise, Derrick Jones Jr. and Marcus Seminovic are both returned to practice, have both returned to practice, and they could potentially play the next game, but obviously we don't know for sure. And the white jerseys will be played at all home games, which is the traditional way to do it, and that is something that I really look forward to seeing. I like the idea of wearing the home jerseys at home. Makes the world of sense to me. And that's the end of the update, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're new. Have a wonderful and safe day, Bulls Nation. I'll see you in another Chicago Bulls video. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay tuned for more. And let's get ready for the Pelicans. Take care and peace.